All right, so how's everybody doing? Hopefully you've had a chance to look through the syllabus and noticed along the way. I'm going to share my screen here. You might have noticed that there was a term project. If you look down a little bit of the way, you'd see there's this health data term project that's 20% of your total grade. There's a very small snippet as to what you need to do, just a little bit of an overview of the project, but I wanted to spend a little bit of time going through what you would need to do to complete this project successfully. So there's a document on iLearn on the course webpage that has this information on it, but I do again want to go through it so we're all on the same page. So for this project, you can have up to two partners. You're going to identify an interesting fact about the healthcare system in the United States. So you can focus on literally any aspect of the healthcare system that you find interesting. So there's reimbursements, there's physicians, there's surgeries, any type of outcome, lots of COVID data that's been generated over the past year. So a place that I'm going to direct everybody to, at least on a first pass, is what's called the Dartmouth Atlas. And I'm going to bring that up here. I'm going to bring that up right here. If you click on one of those links, you're going to get to a web page that looks like this, the Dartmouth Atlas of Healthcare. And so what you're going to want to do, and again, kind of looking at this right alongside the term project, right, you're going to go to the data tab. There's these interactive apps. They're going to be able to create maps for you about anything that you might be interested in that they have. If for those of you who are interested in more the raw data or having to work with like to work with more data in an Excel file or something like that, I'll show you where to do that in just a second. So let me just give you a little bit of a tutorial here. So let's say that you're interested in maybe something about Medicare reimbursements. So how much is each individual being reimbursed for Medicare costs in a particular area? So once you click on Medicare reimbursements, this page comes up, right? And you can view by what's called the hospital referral region, the hospital service area, state, county, and then obviously footnotes. That's not a region, but you might find it useful, right? But you can just scroll down, right? And this is Medicare reimbursements by hospital referral region, so HRR, right? And it has it in a nice kind of clean way here, clean format, where you can just actually select whatever you want on this measure. And once you click on it, you click on hospital reimbursements per enrollee, outpatient facility reimbursements per enrollee. I'm going to click on total Medicare reimbursements per enrollee and see what that looks like. So give it a second, and what comes up here is we've got a lot of red here, kind of in the South and in Texas and a little bit in Arkansas, Louisiana. And you can see as I scroll over it, it tells me what the actual the Medicare reimbursement per enrollee is. So in a place like Texas, down here in McAllen, Texas, it's $12,792 per Medicare enrollee. That's not that different than Los Angeles. It's $12,812. But if you're looking around the country, maybe you've been to Seattle, in the past, and up there it's only $8,400. So there's this big wide variation in the amount of Medicare reimbursement per enrollee across the country. And this is something that kind of looks striking and is somewhat interesting. So what you would do, and if you kind of look through here, look through the term project guide, you're going to want to get at least one graph or map depicting your findings. So I see this variation as something that's interesting. The way that you can go ahead and get this into a spot that looks useful is just click this little download tab here and click image. And what'll come up is a nice image. You can take this and you can copy it, and you can go ahead and you can create a new Word document, paste it in there, and you're all set to go, right? So what do you do once you find this interesting fact about the healthcare system? Well, explain what you're showing, right? Show this, you have your map, explain what you exactly found here and what the data is saying, and talk about why it's interesting. So you can say it's kind of striking how a lot of places in the South are spending a lot more per Medicare enrollee than places, say, in the Northwest or kind of the Northern Plains here. So that would be kind of the fact that you found. But then what I want you to do is I want you to dig a little bit deeper and find out possibly why this finding is occurring. Maybe something unexpected about something about Texas, why their Medicare costs are higher. And actually, the reason I'm coming up and showing you this example is because I came across the article a long time ago about McAllen, Texas, and that's where this high reimbursement rate is. I came across that a long time ago, and if you look into that, you can, if you just type in McAllen, Texas, high reimbursement, a lot of things come up. And I'm just going to click on this one here. And it says back in 2009, there was an article in the New Yorker that said we've got McAllen, Texas here that had the highest number of, let's see, received 40% more surgeries and 2 to 3 times as many pacemakers, cardiac bypass operations, cardioid or carotid surgeries, and coronary stents. Per capita on home health services was 5 times higher than El Paso, right next door. So there was something. So there was nothing to indicate that patients in McAllen were sicker or received more expensive services than Medicare recipients across the country. They just received more services. So this was already on my radar. So if there's something on your radar that you find interesting, take a look at it, look for it, and then you can start to map it out and then document it. So that would be when we think about digging deeper and providing an explanation for your findings, right? This is a good place to start. So I would cite that source in here, and I would present this in a 2-page maximum paper, right? So you're going to have your graph. You can look at this, or this map. You can do this over time. You can present whatever you want, right? But it's going to be two pages maximum. Okay. Then the other thing that I wanted to show you guys, though, is that if you wanted to work with raw data, all you have to do is go to that. What I did is I looked at data, I looked at download data, clicked there, and it took me to this new site. And you can make your own data set. So for those of you who like data and want to work with a more flexible data set, this is it right here. So you could look at Medicare reimbursements and look at total reimbursements for county from 2003 to 2009. All right, and you can do this in an Excel file or a CSV file, Stata file, right? Whatever you're comfortable with. But I'll just do an Excel file here. And then when I get this, when I ask for this, what pops out of this is that we've got county IDs, county names, and then we've got the total reimbursements per enrollee, right, for each county from 2003 to 2009. So I could download this into an Excel file, and then I can go ahead and work with that. So that's coming up on my other screen here, and it looks like that. So if you're comfortable with Excel and want to play around with that, that's fine too. This is really meant to be kind of like a flexible, fun project that will just help you get a sense of the variation in healthcare costs across the country and over time, or healthcare outcomes across the country and over time. And you can see here that I want a 2-page maximum paper or a short presentation. And down here, right, that can be any form that you want, any form of presentation. So you can have a Zoom video that's a minimum of 1 minute to a maximum of 3 minutes. You can have a PowerPoint presentation to go along with that. You can make it like an 80s music rap video, whatever it is. Like let that creativity roll. Let it be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're touching on what's important in your findings and getting that message across. And then the last part of it is that I'm going to have a message board that you're going to post, whether it's your graph or your map, along with a couple sentence summary of what you did. And then you're going to comment on somebody else's work, and that's going to be it for the project. So hopefully, just kind of going through that will make sure there's no uncertainty about what you need to do. Obviously, if there's questions along the way, please let me know. I know if you guys are looking at being creative and are getting a little nervous, you know, I'd say an 80s music video. If you think a 90s music video is more appropriate, then we can talk about that. So whatever you think is more, whatever works for me will likely work, or work for you will work for me. But then beyond that, it's fair game.